racing at Richmond. Tyler Reddick started up front with Kyle Busch in that front row, but Reddick has separated himself early. 2 by 2 behind him, though. Denny Hamlin in the 11, looking already, trying to take second away from Busch.
Truex way up the racetrack there in turn 3 and 4. The 19 losing a few spots. Locked up the left front tire, I believe.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if it's the left front or left rear. I agree with you, Junior. I saw smoke and up the hill he went. And now he here's on the 3 wide top with 2 Bass Pro cars in the mix.
Is it 4 wide now as we see that 22 of Joey Logano throwing it in right in front of Ross Chastain. Stays 3 wide. Austin Dillon in the 3 on the inside. The 14 right there of Chase Briscoe. Now let's take another look at the 19 and what happened.
Yeah, see Truex driving into turn 3. Gets on the brakes. Oh, contact actually with the 47. Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
Yeah, it's pretty hard contact, honestly, this early in the race. Looks like Truex, though, trying to work hard on that outside, trying to maintain, not lose too many spots.
He started 10th and back to 17th.
This good little battle on top of the screen between Kyle Busch, the 9 of Chase Elliott, and Bubba Wallace, who's showing pretty decent speed. Qualified 5th, still running there. But on the start, the initial start of the race, he lost a spot or 2, has drove back and right to the back bumper of Chase Elliott now.
Maybe puts the back bumper on there as we see the DoorDash on board of Bubba Wallace.
He dives to the inside here in turn 1 and 2. He's going to try to wrap this bottom. I think he easily takes the spot from Chase.
Suarez has to make a decision. Does he keep battling, allow the 51 to close in? Because then if the 51 gets by him, he's not in the free pass. Currently, he's at least in the free pass position. Denny Hamlin and Bubba Wallace battle for second on the bottom of your screen.
You got to keep battling here because you cannot see second place behind you. So you recognize that. You know Reddick has no reason to push really hard right here. So you got to make him take this spot away. See, you cannot see second place in the mirror. So you know, take advantage of that. Reddick doesn't want to get in a wreck early. Put him in a position where he's got to lift.
Great stage for 23-11 as Tyler Reddick's getting ready to come back to the checkered flag, and he's been stingy. For a driver who has never led a lap on a short track, he's about to lead his 70th lap today, and not another driver has been out front. Suarez is going to stay on that lead lap, and it is Tyler Reddick grabbing his 4th stage win this season. That is his most ever in a season. So Reddick gets the win of stage 1. Bubba Wallace, his teammate at 23-11. And we heard Denny Hamlin say that these 3 cars are all set up the same. So they finished 1, 2, 3. Bubba Wallace trying to stay on the outside of that 45 and pressure him. Limit the amount he can come up the racetrack and see if he can get by on the high side.
Michael McDowell back to 5th row, jumped up and made it 3 wide, still 3 wide, but he made a ton of positions doing that.
He did that on the very first start of the race as well to gain a lot of spots, finishing 11th in that first stage. He's taking gambles. His pit crew has taken gambles all year long to put him in spots to succeed, and he matches well with that aggression on the racetrack.
Bubba Wallace pinching down that 45, and Bubba Wallace is leading at Richmond. Bubba Wallace trying to stay on the outside of that 45 and pressure him. Limit the amount he can come up the racetrack and see if he can get by on the high side.
Michael McDowell back to 5th row, jumped up and made it 3 wide, still 3 wide, but he made a ton of positions doing that.
He did that on the very first start of the race as well to gain a lot of spots, finishing 11th in that first stage. He's taking gambles. His pit crew has taken gambles all year long to put him in spots to succeed, and he matches well with that aggression on the racetrack.
Bubba Wallace pinching down that 45, and Bubba Wallace is leading at Richmond.
Look who's in 3rd. Those Chase Elliott fans want to know, is a win in the books? Is it possible? Junior, you talked about it in the pre-race. This is without a doubt the most speed I believe the 9 has had since he's come back from injury.
Look at what Brad Keselowski is doing on the outside of Hamlin here as well, using that high line to get by people.
Yeah, basically we're looking at just about 5 cars.
We have to do a pass through.
Uh-oh. 20 car. too fast entering, so here he comes right back down pit road.
Been sitting around 18th spot, not having a great day. It's just going to get a little bit worse now. But we were looking at that rundown, that order on the left of the screen, and it looks like roughly 5 or so cars are going to stick on this one-stop strategy, at least for the time being. Look at this battle right here for second place, and right in front of the 45 is the leader, Bubba Wallace. So this is a battle for first, second, and third. The 6 of Keselowski, a little bit quicker, but just having to take that outside line is not able to make it work. Another thing that I just saw, we'll see if it happens again on the front straightaway, the 45 car running a little lower. Look how he's off of the wall. He's trying to save those tires. He's really careful on throttling the car up, not driving the car and sliding the back to the fence. Very careful, and that's going to pay off on the long run. He's closing in on Bubba Wallace, and the 6 car is right there.
There's some tight action a little bit ago. Chase Elliott, Ty Gibbs banging into each other off turn 4.
That's pretty hard stuff.
Yeah, I think Ty believed Chase would be down on the yellow line. Chase up a little bit, Ty turns down, contact. Chase is like, come on, man.
Here's Bubba Wallace in as well, the race leader. He just said that he's been getting loose and it keeps getting worse, starting to get snappy as well. They'll make an adjustment, 4 tires and fuel for the race leader.
Oh no, slow right side. The jack comes down. Tire changer's looking at him, jacking this thing up. This is going to be at least a second, maybe 2 seconds slower than a normal pit stop for Bubba Wallace.
Now you have to wonder how frustrated Bubba Wallace is, and does he drive frustrated, knowing that was a longer stop?
Luckily that happened under green. I mean, if it happens under yellow, we lose dozens of spots. Under green, he's just used a lot of time on the racetrack, probably just a few spots.
Well, you see how much it is. Keselowski goes flying by. So that stop cost him a full straightaway. I mean, it's a ton of track position.
But look at the cars in front of Brad Keselowski, race leader.
All these cars are trying to stay on the lead lap. You got McDowell right there fading back quickly.
Keep smart here. We guys are all going to race it super hard. 2 outside, 5's in the middle still.
Trying to get himself back on the lead lap. 4 laps to go on the stage. If he cannot do that, can he at least stay there to be able to get the free pass? And the 48, his teammate,
blocked him,
cuts him off, and runs him up the racetrack right here, trying to take that high line away.
That's how competitive it is. You want to be the first car a lap down or try to get back to Brad. I really think Larson thinks he can get back to Brad. He got it right up against the boards in 3 and 4 and was making really good time. But now that he's got to Bowman, he's slowed down a little bit.
So here we go. The 5 has got another run on the 48 down the back straightaway. Here's a replay of him getting chopped a little bit right there. Now the 48's going to take the top of the racetrack, and they are leaning on each other back there. Man, look at that.
Literally touching as they go through the turn 3 and 4 one more time around in stage 2.
It's the battle right here. Brad's going to win the stage. This right here is a battle for the free pass.
Bowman or Larson? Bowman has the spot right now. And you mentioned it, Keselowski. Yes, he's going to win the stage by a long shot. A last effort to get in front of Bowman.
The 5, you can see him sideways off the corner, just could not get it done.
So Keselowski, his 3rd stage win this year and at Richmond. Steve, you mentioned the strategy that played out as we see Denny Hamlin go wide and really high, trying to take advantage of this restart. Can he get by the 23?
Bubba's going to give him the room.
Now they're door to door.
Bubba's going to beat him on corner exit here. Here comes the 11, though, back on the outside. Priest trying to block there, the 54 of Ty. Ty Gibbs gets right in the back bumper of the 41 car, Priest.
It's been 2 years since Brad Keselowski has been to victory lane. When he has a race like this, he's already been out front the most laps, 82 laps. Do you start thinking about the possibility of getting to victory lane, or is it too soon in this race?
Oh, you're thinking about it.
Oh.
Yes, you are. You're scared to think about it,
Yeah.
but you're thinking about
Trying not to think about thinking about it.
There's no way you can't. Think about what Brad Keselowski, you just said it. It's been a while since he's been in victory lane, but also buying into this team and saying, hey, we're going to get back to the front and have your teammate running second, you leading. There is no question that winning is on your mind right now.
Well, the 17 came to pit road. That forces the leader, Brad Keselowski, to counter. We'll see if one lap fresher is the difference for the 17 of Buescher as Brad on an awkward turn into his pits. Looks weird, but it's clear because the driver's allowed to have the right rear out of the box. Right front, left rear must be in the pit box. Right rear can be out, so it's legal. It's just slow. So on the top of your screen, you see the 6 on pit road, the 17 in the middle of the corner. So right here is the 17 of Buescher on the front stretch. This one I don't think is even going to be close. I think the 17 between coming a lap early and I'm sure that awkward entry by the 6 of Keselowski is going to cost the 6 a ton of time against his RFK teammate. Nearly the entire back straightaway.
He just gets the wide open right before the flag stand up on the straightaway. So it's going to give this spot up finally right there to Freeze.
Look at, we just saw the 11. And the 5 of Kyle Larson, and I think it took 330 laps before we saw that.
Kyle on newer tires and just telling Denny, you're not going to be the guy that slows me up. He said before the race he was going to race him different, and that's what that was. Didn't wreck him or anything. Just, hey, I got new tires, rolling through here. Not going to let you slow me up. Boot him out of the way, off he goes.
You see on the top of your screen, Buescher is basically half the straightaway behind him. I think he'll have no problem catching him, but that is what the race win will look like. 19 on old tires, Buescher trying to run him down.
Hey, Steve, line violation for Tyler Reddick. You called it. They did not get to pit road cleanly, so one of the contenders will serve a penalty right here. Look at that. And, that's close, but he does touch that orange box. Can't do that, Steve. So one of the contenders out of it here. Tyler Reddick gets a penalty on what should be the last stop of the day.
Martin Truex Jr. out front and knew this was going to happen if they stayed green. The fresher tires winning out. And Chris Buescher able to get by Martin Truex Jr. He takes the lead now, has a 3-second lead over Truex running in the second spot. As we've got a spin in turn 4. And a caution has come out for the restart.
Daniel Suarez around backwards.
Yeah, it looks like there you see Scott Graves right there instantly going to work on the radio. What do we need? We know we're coming to pit road. Daniel Suarez has got turned around. I think there was a little bit of contact in the left rear.
It changes everything right here.
So
and like
now,
you say, it's going to put this in the hands of the crews on pit road.
Noah Gragson and Suarez contact into turn 3.
Here we go. It'll be 3 to go. Buescher on the inside, Hamlin on the outside. Green flag back in the air.
That's a good launch for the 17. Priest in the 41 side by side with the 11. Denny comes on the outside, a big run.
Logano as well in the 22. He moves to the outside, but Hamlin has closed the gap. 3 wide for third.
Hamlin's car is better right now. Buescher's going to have to block.
Under 2 to go.
Denny locks up the left front. He's up the racetrack.
I bet Joey Logano, where did he come from?
Logano fighting for that second spot now. Hamlin trying to regroup. They're side by side for second. Hamlin back out into that second spot. 1 lap to go, presented by Credit One Bank. Chris Buescher, after a dominant performance, 86 laps out in front, down the backstretch for the final time. The 30-year-old from Prosper, Texas, which, by the way, has a population of 30,000, is going to win in front of more here in Richmond. Buescher wins at the short track.
Oh, we got it. That's right, guys. That's the team we can be racing.
They're wrecking in the back of the field. Cars spinning around backwards on the front straightaway.
Cindric's involved. Allmendinger, we see him riding it now. The 77 also has gone around and Ty Dillon.
All these cars stayed out, got the wave around on the
Oh,
old
we got the
tires.
position.
And they wrecked for a lap.
Yeah, they did.
They finally had it. What a great day for Buescher. Roush Fenway, Keselowski racing.
Hi, I'm Parker Kligerman. For more access like this from Pit Road, be sure to click and subscribe to the Motorsports on NBC YouTube channel.